Welcome to my channel about narcissistic abuse and healing. Today we will talk about how emotional abuse thrives. We have been brainwashed to think that emotional abuse is basically the Disney Channel of abuses, cute, harmless, and not to be taken seriously. Society treats it like a non-issue, assuming there is no real evidence besides the victim's complaints. And if the only evidence is the victim's testimony, well, clearly that is just not enough to prove anything, right? The poor victim of emotional abuse is brushed aside precisely because they cannot prove their feelings. This devilish setup creates a vicious cycle where the victim learns their feelings are irrelevant and any pain they endure is, of course, their own fault. How convenient for the abuser. Let's take Sarah, for example. Sarah is perpetually belittled by her charming partner. Every time she voices her concerns, she is told, "You are overreacting or you are just too sensitive." Naturally, Sarah starts to believe this nonsense. She thinks maybe I am too sensitive and tries to be less emotional, hoping it will end the abuse. But in reality, it does not. Sarah's situation perfectly illustrates how emotional abuse warps the victim's mentality, making them doubt their own experiences and blame themselves for the torment they are put through. Emotional abuse, like any other abuse, is all about power. Whoever defines reality holds the ultimate power. The abuser, in their infinite wisdom, crafts reality with phrases like, "You are too sensitive, and I could not help it. You made me mad." Each statement is a masterstroke in controlling how the victim sees themselves and their world. By doing this, the abuser cements their power and control over the victim. Emotional abuse teaches us to blame ourselves for being hurt. We learn to redefine ourselves in the hopes that we do not get attacked again. Victims retreat into new limited boundaries where they can go, what they can say, and how they should feel. For instance, after endless criticism for expressing her needs, Sarah might think it is safer to just zip it. Speaking up equals pain, so silence seems like the best bet. When escaping emotional pain seems impossible, we tell ourselves it is not that bad. We downplay our own suffering, criticizing ourselves for being hurt. This is known as minimization, a nifty defense mechanism. Sarah might think, at least he doesn't hit me, while her emotional wounds continue to deepen. We start to mimic the abuser's accusations, parroting the same garbage they fed us about ourselves and the world. Sarah begins to believe she is indeed too sensitive and her feelings are exaggerated. This internalization is the hallmark of emotional abuse, where the victim starts to echo the abuser's criticism, further solidifying their control. The abuser, always generous with their excuses and justifications, will spin layers of reasons while the underlying truth remains. I will keep doing this as long as there are no consequences. Thank you for watching